Welcome back to ARC Seattle. I'm Holly Menino.
I'm Kelly Koopmans. Let's dive right into the deep end. The Downtown Seattle Association announced the installation of new lighting across 3rd Avenue.
The new lighting is extending the vibrancy of the Spark block between Stewart and Virginia Streets to a new stretch of the busy corridor.
Yep, joining us to continue the conversation is Jennifer Casillas, the Vice President of Public Realm and Ambassador Operations for the Downtown Seattle Association. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us here. You know, this Spark block lighting was first brought to 3rd Avenue back in September. And for those who don't know, can you remind us why the Downtown Seattle Association and the city wanted these lights in the first place and the role they play in the mayor's downtown activation plan?
Sure. Good morning. Well, the why. I mean, DSA and many community partners are invested in keeping up the momentum and community-driven improvements that bring interest and beauty and activation and create a welcoming environment. And especially on 3rd Avenue that we know is, a challenging, has been a historically challenging corridor in downtown. And so the mayor's downtown activation plan emphasizes the need to create positive community impact in the downtown core. The DSA produced a 3rd Avenue vision plan many years ago that had a list of improvements and ideas to enhance 3rd Avenue, and it's exciting to work with the city and community partners to make these materialize and see them out there in the public realm.
Now, back in September, SDOT said it expected the new lighting to spark interest from nearby building owners and tenants to add similar lighting. Is that why more lights were installed over the weekend, and where exactly are those lights located?
Right. I mean, the Spark block did exactly what it says it would do. It sparked interest. And so the Spark block was really a catalyst for continuing this work. The block that is now lit as of last weekend is the block from Stewart to Pine. So just continuing the Spark block south. And the original lighting installation certainly brought just such a positive impact that we thought, let's keep going. Let's talk to the adjacent building owners and property managers and get their buy-in and see if they're interested in continuing the work and investing in the space. And I mean, we have to get, permission and approvals to make sure that we can attach these lights to these buildings. And everybody was on board from the get-go. I think the positivity, everyone just enjoys seeing the positive impact downtown continue down that block.
Yeah, and while the lights are aesthetically pleasing, we do know adding lights is a part of a bigger goal. So how do they help with public safety?
Yeah, well, lighting is proven to improve public safety and the perception of a space. So well-lit areas deter negative behavior, improve visibility for pedestrians, improve visibility for the bicyclists that are commuting down that street. It certainly helps the businesses and the adjacent businesses in the building to have that light 24/7. It also just signals that the community cares about this space, that the community and the partners and the city cares about investing in these spaces to make them positive, a more positive space to be.
And outside of public safety, what would you say is the community impact of installing these lights?
Right. So public safety and the visibility alone, just for the pedestrians and the bicyclists and others who are traveling up and down the street, makes it a little more inviting. We've seen trends that are showing foot traffic is increasing with, we have more workers coming into town, more visitors, more local visitors, more out of town visitors. And as we've seen with the Overlook Walk and the Spark Block, that these things are just helping change the way people perceive and experience downtown in such a positive way. So the Spark Block alone recorded its highest pedestrian foot traffic levels since March of 2020, right after it was installed. So it's working.
Can you maybe touch a little bit more on the response in general?
The response is fantastic. The people who were in the know and knew that it was coming, were waiting for this and sending pictures from install and are continuing to. And then I think the response of the surprise and delight is actually really impactful when someone last week was walking by and there were no lights, and then they're walking down the corridor today and they notice those lights. So I think that surprise and delight is what's going to continue to tell the story and continue to pique that interest, for people to keep their eye out for more interesting beautification and activation efforts that will be happening along 3rd Avenue, as well as just throughout downtown as we get into spring and summer. There will be more to come.
Yeah, it is amazing what light does. Jennifer, thank you so much.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
Thank you.